Genshin Impact's next adventure takes us to our third area of Teyvat, Inazuma. With this, the game will be heading into version 2.0, and while the anniversary shouldn't be for another update cycle, there's a lot going on now. The live stream was filled with lots of details from the developers about how they went about designing Inazuma, the characters, the themes of the story, and some of the music. You can watch the official video for all that fun stuff, but I'll just be talking about the actual new gameplay stuff we get to experience very soon. First off, Inazuma is ruled by the Electro Archon Baal, also known as the Raiden Shogun. We got our first official in-game look at Baal, and boy, the general gist of Inazuma's story will revolve around the Vision Hunt Decree, in which Baal has ordered the capture of any visions in Inazuma. This is why Kazuha ends up in Leeway. We'll have to find out why the Electro Archon is confiscating visions, and the general theme of Inazuma is eternity. The nation itself is clearly inspired by Japan and Japanese culture, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. We got a brief look at some of the upcoming characters in Inazuma. First, we have 3 brand new characters that will be summonable in version 2.0. Coming first is Ayaka, who has been known way before Genshin released. In fact, when I first heard about this game, Ayaka was one of the few I saw gameplay of. She has a special sprint, which is just like Mona's except with cryo. She has a neat anime swordsman-esque charged attack. Her basic skill is a simple cryo AoE, while her burst sends out a cryo whirlwind. Lots of hype for Ayaka. Our second 5-star for this version will be Yoimiya, a pyro archer. Finally, we have someone to take over lighting pyro torches instead of amber. Yoimiya is all about fireworks, so she's got some flashy moves, including a whole flip while firing her arrows. It looks like she'll be able to fire charge shots with some tracking fireworks and also pyro-infused arrows. Joining Yoimiya on her banner will be Sayu, a 4-star animal claymore. Sayu is a cute little ninja, but everything about her is hilarious in a good way. She swings a big claymore around, and she can roll around like Sonic while also being able to place a big doll on the field that attacks with animal. I believe it also heals. Maybe it's Gorou's cousin. These 3 are going to lead off our Inazuma gacha characters, but we actually got a preview of more to come. Obviously, the Raiden Shogun will probably be playable since we got Zhongli and Venti. She might take a bit more convincing though. One of Baal's generals is Kujou Sara, and she is the adoptive daughter of the Kujou clan. Interesting. Sara very clearly wields an electric bow, so officials got some competition. Next we have Miko, a shrine priestess. She seems to play a bigger role in the plot and is kind of mysterious, so we're just gonna have to find out more. Next we got Thoma, a retainer to the Kamisato family, which is Ayaka's clan. He looks cool, but I don't believe we saw him with a weapon yet. After that, we have Gorou, who is a general in the Sangonomiya resistance. We do see him with a bow, so presumably another archer. Last, we have Sangonomiya Kokomi. She is the leader of the resistance, said to be the brains, and she has a very mystical appearance. We don't see her with a book, but from the trailer she floats down with flowing water around her, so I would have to guess hydrocatalysts at a first glance. We already have Barbara and Mona, but I guess we'll have to see. Mihoyo has basically shown their hand in terms of upcoming characters, so if anyone sparks your fancy, better start saving and prepping. As a whole new region though, Inazuma should have a ton of Primogems to earn just from exploring, so that should help everyone out. Next, let's take a look at some new enemies. We got a new Ruin Guard that changes form. Hopefully this one doesn't spam missiles from the air. There's going to be Inazuma's Samurai and Ronin around, so that should be fun. The Fatui seem to be present still, and they have a new member, the Mirror Maiden. There was a big Electro Mitacho present, and I assume this Power Hypostasis is a new boss. The Perpetual Mechanical Array seems to be another type of boss, and of course the Magui Kenki will be back from his island getaway. For some new features, they talked about a lot of new types of adventuring puzzles in Inazuma. Looks like we're gonna need Electro on hand a lot, and while they did not specifically talk about it, they showed some of the Traveler's Electro moveset. Seems like their skill will send out Electro daggers, and hopefully it's good overall. We'll be getting a brand new gardening feature for the teapot. You'll be able to purchase plots of land and you can plant seeds to grow a variety of items you may need. There will be a new gadget to collect seeds while in the overworld. Hopefully we can grow some of the more annoying plants to gather. Next, let's talk about events. First up, we will be able to get a free Beidou this update in the Thunder Sojourn event. The Phantom Flow event is going to require you to defeat enemies to get rewards. The Adder Mechanicus, the tower defense mode, is back with some changes. Landline overflow is going to happen at some point if you need gold or purple books. Then it seems like Lost Riches is also returning, this time with a dark blue colored Sealy. If you play on PlayStation, PSN accounts will now be able to be linked to Mihoyo accounts, which should mean cross saves between PlayStation, PC, and mobile. There is a whole article with more information about this I will link in the description. Coming with version 2.0 and Inazuma will be a brand new set of forgeable 4-star weapons. I believe you will need those Northlander blueprints, so good luck with that. Along with the new gacha characters, we have 2 5-star weapons, a bow and a sword. They're actually adding a new sort of spark system to the weapons banner, and they have a separate article with more details. Basically, you can pick one of the 2 featured 5-star weapons you like. If you get a 5-star weapon that isn't the one you picked, you get 1 fate point. If you have 2 fate points accumulated, your next 5-star weapon is guaranteed to be the one you wanted. Now, this is nice and all, but it still requires you to pull 3 5-star weapons in total. You also cannot change this weapon you selected first, and when you do get the one you wanted, your fate points reset. For example, if you pick the sword as the one you want, you pull a 5-star catalyst first, then you get the featured 5-star sword second, you cannot swap the fated weapon to the other featured weapon to guarantee it on your third 5-star weapon. Additionally, all fate points reset with the banners, so you can't store them up. This change doesn't not really ease the pain of pulling on the weapons banner, it just stops you from getting screwed with like 3 or more copies of the same featured weapon you didn't want. Speaking of RNG, there will be 2 new artifact sets to farm. I'm not sure if they will both be part of the same domain. First is the Emblem of the Severed Fate artifact. 2-piece grants 20% energy recharge, and the 4-piece increases elemental burst damage by 25% of your energy recharge with a maximum of 75% bonus damage. So this seems to be an alternative to the Noblesse set if you want the increased burst damage. You increase burst damage and gain energy recharge, but you lose out on that team attack buff. It's probably a decent set for someone like Beidou, who has a really high energy cost burst, but her burst does pack quite the punch. Our second artifact set is the Shimenawa's Reminiscence. 2-piece grants 18% attack, and the 4-piece states when casting elemental skill, if the character has 15 or more energy, you lose 15 energy in exchange for 50% more damage on normal, charged, and plunging attacks for 10 seconds. So first off, assuming this is farmable via domain, you can now replace the Gladiator's 2-piece set since it's the same. As for the 4-piece, this one seems like it's better for characters who don't have energy recharge problems and don't rely on their burst too much for their main damage output. Maybe it could be good on someone like Kujou since her burst is really easy to charge, and she uses her normal charged and plunging attacks thanks to her main skill. I feel like it works for either the physical or electro playstyle, but don't quote me on that one. Now, they didn't have any graphics, but the host mentioned a new Mystic Offering option in the crafting bench. You can sacrifice 3 5-star artifacts to get an artifact strong box with 1 random artifact inside. Apparently there are 4 types of artifacts and you select one before you craft. I did some research and apparently it's 4 specific set types, such as the Gladiators for example. This feature is not that great if you need any artifact XP you can get since it's still RNG. However, if you don't have good artifacts to level up anyway, then I don't think it's that bad. We'll just have to see. Last, if you weren't aware, they have codes you can redeem for some Primogems. They expire in a day and you have limited uses, so try to enter them as soon as possible. That's about it for the version 2.0 showcase. We got a pretty heavy deep dive into the design behind the game, but we got a fair share of information and showcases of Inazuma as well. Obviously, within your region, there will be a lot to explore, which should be fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Let me know which characters interest you so far. Personally, I'm dead set on getting Baal, no questions asked. I do wonder when she will be coming though. In the more immediate future, I was planning to try and get Sayu. My only main animal character at the moment is Sucrose, who I have been enjoying quite a bit since I got some constellations on her. I would like to add another animal character to my roster, and who doesn't want to roll around all the time while exploring. Not much time until Inazuma arrives, and I'm looking forward to the update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.